Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a great rack. I've got the blank and the rest of the rack pretty balanced. B and F not massively bingo-y, but I think I will have something here. I have beliefs and quota takes an S, so I do have a bingo, but what's best? The best lane, column 5, double, this rack plus a U. I have the sub prefix, but that won't get doubled twice. So I think it's unlikely with this location for the U. Second best, column 8, beginning or ending with A. Well, even if there is a play in column 8, getting the points from the Q is going to compensate a lot for the word not being doubled or tripled. So I can get value from the Q in column 9. What about a play in row I? Well, beliefs doesn't play with the I under the Q. Fusible also doesn't play. I think I will get a play down. So fusible puts an E next to this double letter square, so I think beliefs is going to be better. For 81. Wow, pretty good. Again, fairly balanced and looks close to a bingo, and I've got a lot of floaters. So do I have a 7? Nothing's jumped out at me. Great, opponent doesn't bingo straight back. I've got down as a component part of a word with air. No. There's the T, so I have anti as a prefix. Anti-word, not good. Ooh, I thought I had rainbow for a minute, but it's a D, not a B. I've got ward, W-A-R-D, with I-N-O. In toward, not good. So, are there any other prefixes or suffixes I should be considering? Not that I can think of, so let me now consider the individual floaters. B. No, E. Always a useful floater when you haven't got one. No, L. No, I, unlikely. E already considered. T. Gosh, be so annoying if there is one here and I don't spot it. M. No. I have man and woman through the M. Gosh, okay, I'm not seeing a bingo. However, I have Dow here for 30, which is half a bingo, and a good rack leave, especially with floating consonants like T and M. I may well be missing a bingo, which will be annoying, but I haven't seen it and I'm not spending longer looking. Just wondering if there's a longer word in this spot. Rowan doesn't quite work. It would be nice to take out this double. Nope, not seeing it. Oh, not a great pick. Duplicates. So I don't think I have a bingo here. I do have the man suffix with rain, but I'm pretty confident Rain Man isn't good. And opponent does double, so perhaps I could have spent a little longer, perhaps even playing a 4-letter play. Anyway, that's history now. So Rain Man, not good. Train Man is good, I think. Wow, I do have a bingo. Do I have a better one? What about the G? Mangarin? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else, so Train Man for 64. And it's good, fantastic. But my lead, only 50 points and opponent on turn, so a long way to go. D in the top row is a useful floater. This rack doesn't... Wow, 47 points. So look at this, just 4 points between us despite my 2 bingos to opponent's none. Could there be a bingo here? I think it's unlikely. G and P are very non-bingo-y. No N for an ING play. And just the P as a scoring tile. Still, I think both... Oh no, one blank's gone. Just looking at playing parallel to a buy to get value from the P with map. NY takes an E, but AB only takes an A of the tiles I've got, and PAE not good. GAE is... That's 25 points with a decent-ish rack leave. Yeah, this goes fairly well with the D, but 25 points is a very ordinary sort of score. What about the A of Train Man? Can I get my P to play there? I don't think so. Okay, I'm not seeing anything better than this. I'm going with it. Well, I think another non-bingo rack. Oh, wow, an opponent is still not bingoed, but has the lead. Unbelievable. I have a D for Queen. Do I have a bingo here? Through an R I would have pictured. No R available. Do I have anything onto this D? I have the up prefix. Not seeing anything. What about OB? No. WE? No. Could end weed though. G? No. F not really available. I would have paidutic through the right floaters, which can be spelt 2 ways. I do need an A for that, and that's a 9-letter play. So I don't have it. What about a double-double with M and I? I have the side prefix. No. I've still got the P for par. But I'd like to get rid of the U as well. Cud and Pud both take an S in front, so that feels reckless. However, I would like to get the points from sticking the D right here. So I think the U has to go in front. Ah, well, what about playing just dup? That's quite handy. The C of all the scoring tiles is the most bingo-y, so I am going with this. Ah, no, I'm not. It's the D I wanted to be here. So U here. What about doing this? Pud in the same spot. Opponent's got one shot at playing their S, or blank. This is 30 points, which is quite decent. Yeah, and this is getting rid of my 3 least bingo-y tiles. I'm going with this. And having played that, opponent may well infer I've got a blank or an S. I do happen to have a blank, but that's just luck. I didn't have it when I played Pud. So opponent without an S may feel obliged to sacrifice points to block the opening I've created. Okay, they don't. So I do have this opening now for my blank as an S. This is a pretty decent rack. Any bingo is going to be low probability with C and Y. However, maybe I can find it. Maybe not. 10 minutes on my clock, not 18. That's opponent. So where are the lanes? First of all, blank as an S. I don't think I've got anything. I've got certify and rectify on my rack. I don't think they play. No, so I don't think there are any 7-letter lanes, but there are a lot of floaters. What about this A? And that could be in first position or second. Not seeing anything. What about this double lane? Not seeing anything. So what am I looking for? Last letter D doesn't feel very likely. P towards the end doesn't feel very likely. Nothing feels very likely. And I haven't got a bingo in my back pocket. What about this G? I can and will go through the alphabet, but it's nice to do so with something in mind. I guess the floating A is my best shot. But there's also a D and a P. The problem with this rack is that Y is probably going to be in last place, which doesn't fit with the D. So this is cyber with TI. 8 minutes on my clock, that's not very many. I ride a sight, but I don't think this is a good board for 9s. Ferocity, that doesn't work. Yeah, this has got to be the best spot, I think. Rickety. Celerity through an E. There is no floating E. Gosh, that feels close. Wow, and that feels very close with the A. Seven minutes on my clock. Nothing. Veracity. Oh, again, doesn't play. Okay, I think I can get rid of the Y. And if I can do that, I can probably score quite well. Can crepey be spelt without a second E? Yes, it can. 36 points. That's good. I've taken out the column 1 danger. My lead, only 20 points, but I've got the blank, and the board is open enough that I can be optimistic about bingoing. 35 tiles in the bag, 7 minutes on my clock. Now, not a great pick, but do I have Titanite through this I? So many confusable words. Wow, opponents spent hardly any time on their plays. I've got the anti-prefix with E-double-T. What about the G? Not seeing anything. What about this D? Another big score for opponent. Rez takes a T. So, do I have a 7-letter play? Wow, I was hoping not to go through the alphabet, but I feel I have to. Tetting, I don't think that's good. Meant. Totient. Totient. Unbelievable. Totient. Yes. Let me play it down here. Yes, I do have the letters. Totient for 81. Bang. Fantastic. And I take a 60-point lead. And what a kind pick. Now, I played Totient lower down. Well, only to stop an S going on the end, but I've left alone a bingo lane in row A. Wow, that may have been the wrong play. Now, I've got dinghies, but this isn't a board for 7s. And my rack doesn't look like it goes well with vowels. A and I. No, what about the G? No, and nothing with the D, and no scoring tiles on my rack. 55 points for opponent. Look at this. 3-0 in terms of bingos, and my lead is just 11 points. However, I lead. And I've got a good rack. So, I don't have a great deal of time. What about playing off just G and I? Remaining pool doesn't look great. I don't want to sacrifice too many points because I do lead. £13 points. Wow, that's awful. 5 minutes on my clock. Selfing takes an S. So does dinghies have an anagram? Dyings and dyings only. Yeah, I quite like dig because I'm unduplicating the D when considering row A. This is a pretty nice 4-letter set. Column 12 is a bingo lane for S's in the early part of the word. I'm creating a new lane. Not really. Yeah, I'm going with this. So, well, slightly vowel heavy, but I've got a scoring tile in the H. Not seeing a 7 on this rack. Not seeing a bingo onto the D. What about the G? No. Great, I don't have to spend a lot of time on this rack. I can just concentrate on playing the H. Not seeing any hot spots for the H. Well, I can play HE, Hob and U, getting value from B, W and H, but I'm taking out that bingo lane. Well, that's been blocked. 20 points for opponent. My lead is just 4 points. Where can I play my H? Oh, well, I can play it here. Let me check 4 minutes on my clock. Let me check the remaining vowels. 10 out of 23, slightly vowel dry. A lot of O's to come, which would wreck this rack. Can I play off, well, one more vowel? An opponent's play of lid has taken out this G, but there's still column 12. I'm so short on time. I'm going with this. I do draw an O, but look at this. I have erasion. I have erasion in column 12. But do I have anything ending in D? Is there a bingo with this rack? Now, opponents played 1INOW down at the bottom for 20. So I've got erasion. Do I have anything ending in D? Gosh, this rack plus a D. Not seeing it. So let me go with erasion and repent at leisure. Erasion for 78. Wow, what a pick. So I do lead now by 80 with 5 in the bag. If opponent bingos straight away, well, it's just going to be tight. This is a really difficult rack to deal with. Only one vowel, but fortunately I do have a vowel, and the remaining pool without these tiles suddenly looks fairly bingo-y, and there's a decent 7-letter lane in column 13 as well as row A. Am I going to regret again the placement of Totient? So how many tiles is opponent going to leave in the bag? This is a tricky rack to sort out. U and V always bad together, but with K and P as well. Can I play through this R? I can play Turk, which takes out row A, splits up U and V, plays off the K, scores over 20 points. But how many tiles are going to be left in the bag? Turk plays off 3. I could empty the bag and then opponent could bingo out. Wow. So what am I going to do? I do have the last S, which is good. Nothing goes in front of ZA. TSK is good. That would be a way of hanging on to my vowel. Gosh, C and H, the only remaining scoring tiles, and not only are they scoring tiles, they're bingo-y tiles, and they have synergy. They've both gone. 2 tiles in the bag. Not fantastic. I'm not seeing anything ending in D, so I think I can ignore that. 2 minutes on my clock. There probably are bingos through the C, so that's what I need to take out. Why don't I play Puck for 18? Do I play the S as well? And the reason for doing that would be to limit opponent's ability to play through the H. Well, 2 minutes on my clock. Does opponent have a bingo with 7 of these tiles? Otherwise, I'd like to keep the S for sticking on the end of Puck. Well, the only way I can lose is with opponent's bingo. So 7 tiles, this rack, these 9 unseen tiles plus an H. Are there any 7s amongst them? I don't think there are. I'm not seeing one. Puck takes out the C, takes out the A. I'm going with this. I draw a vowel. But the bag is now empty. Opponent's got 5 vowels. Fantastic. But is there anything ending in D? Opponent's got the oid ending. Not seeing anything. And I'm not seeing anything with the H either. So 13 minutes on opponent's clock, 1 on my clock. Is this a 1 game? It is, unless opponent's got a bingo. So I've got vols and pucks. keeping double T, but I may only get one go since opponent, if they don't bingo, is surely going out in 2, and they're on turn. 13 minutes on opponent's clock. I have vaults on my rack, but not seeing anywhere to play it. Max is good, but I don't have anything to go to the right of the I apart from the O, and I would need that to go next to the D. Well, I need O for the D, I need S for mag, and there's nothing left to go next to the I. Sni is good. Wow, what a game. And opponent could still win if they can find a bingo. They'll get a lot on count back. 18 points, 421. Any bingo is enough for opponent. Are they just savouring the moment? So have I considered the best spot for my play if opponent doesn't bingo? I've considered vols, and that may be all I've thought of so far. Not a very flexible rack at all. I have dolts, but I'm keen to play the V because I'm likely to have only one play. Okay, opponent's played just 16 points. Fantastic. This game is won. Opponent has taken out my original vols spot, but I've got a new one. I've got vols and rhinos for 26. And I just paused because opponent may not be going out with AEI. Or they may only have one spot, which was blockable, but fairly short on time, and it's a 1 game. But supposing opponent doesn't go out, then I've got tot through the O, I've got at through the A of evasion, so I certainly am going out. TAIR not good, otherwise I would have tet. Opponents played at double speed in this game. Only 20 minutes to start with, and they've still got 10 minutes left. So that's one reason why my time is so low. I haven't had opponents' time to do my thinking. So double T, I'm just... Okay, an opponent does have an out, and it's one I provided. Okay. So... And the final score, 433 for opponent, 502 for me, a winning margin of 69 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. That did not feel won until very close to the end. And it was opponents go first, bit of a horror show, plays quota. Oh, biofuels, double, and fabulize, so... I should have spent a little longer looking at column 5, both doubles. I played beliefs for 81, so 17 points left on the table. Opponent with the VU combo plays queen. Phew, no missed bingo here. And I played Dow for 30, M3, add down and queen available for 38. That would have been better. Opponent plays the double, selfing. And Train Man, the only bingo, so glad to spot that. Opponent plays a buy, could have played Yabba in the same column. And look at this, just 4 points between us. I played Gay for 25, K6, P and Gab playable for 32. Yeah, 7 point difference, but I think the Rackley slightly better after Gay. Opponent plays Vox, and opponent had a fantastic run of non-bingo plays, and look at this, I'm 2 bingos up to their none, and they lead. I played Pud, but J10. Oh wow, I could have played Pudic, Magi, and a back for 43. That would have been nice. Opponent with a lot of vowels plays air, and there are bingos. So J7, beginning with the A, there is acerbity and a pyretic. Okay, well, instead I played Crepey for 36, which is 36 fewer points. Blank's worth 25 to 30, so I did make a suboptimal play, but it's suboptimal by a very small margin. And I'm also dampening down volatility, which I think the board is still open enough to benefit from the blank. Opponent plays Res for 35, which is great because I have Totient and I should have played it in the top spot. Not quite sure why that scores more. Oh, I stuck the blank over the double letter square. Yeah, so the top spot would have been better. Opponent plays Joe, and I've still got a really tiny lead. However, I've got the blank, so I've got hope. And I played Dig for 13, keeping a decent rack. A2, Gurned. Is that burning the blank? Do I have a blank? I don't have a blank. Yeah, I'm keeping 4 bingo-y tiles, and Gurned would keep 2 bingo-y tiles. Gurned probably better, the score is just so much more. Opponent plays Lid. And now I play EH for 20, only 9 more points on offer. For Herein at A2. Oh, in the same spot as Gurned, but not great putting the H next to the triple word square when there are tiles like the W available. I like my play. I'm keeping 5 very bingo-y tiles. Opponent's rack. They play Ow. And this is the moment I do have a bingo. It's Erasion. And suddenly there is daylight between me and opponent with only 5 tiles in the bag. Could opponent have caught me? No bingo on this rack. They play Natch. I have a horror show. G13. Well, Kaput. A nice play, but it leaves the H available. There may not be a bingo through the H, but I'm not confident enough to make that assessment, so I prefer my play of Puck, which takes out the C and massively inhibits the other floaters. Opponent's final rack, they don't have a bingo, they play Rhino. I play Vols, which looks fine. However, I'm setting up Ilya and Vayi, and there were no other outs. Opponent was setting up, or did have idea through the D. So I think all I needed to do was block this D, and opponent would not have been able to go out in 2. Anyway, that's a fine point. Opponent does go out. However, I win the game with more than 500 points. So what a sensational game. Absolutely amazing stuff. And despite my bingos, opponent was neck and neck and leading. And it was only when I got Erasion down very close to the end of the game that I had a little bit of breathing space. However, a final move bingo by opponent would have been enough for them. Fortunately for me, they did not have a bingo, and I ran out to win the game. So, super exciting stuff. Many thanks to opponent for a great battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.